Here we are today, do a little demonstration. It's basically a sort of one pot wonder, and it can be made either using leftovers or you can buy the ingredients. It's just something quite simple, and that's the best thing about cooking. Keep it simple but full of flavour. So firstly, I'll go through the ingredients if you use them because it is going to be quite quick. Okay, so let's turn this chappy on. We'll get our pan heated up and we'll get a wee bit of oil in there. Okay, not too much, because we're going to put some bacon into it. So the bacon is those little packets of those little offcuts that you can buy in the supermarket that they would sell on as cheap as chips. And we're going to put the bacon in there and we're going to start rendering that down. Okay? So what we're actually making is like a cowboy spicy chili beans with pulled chicken through it. Okay? And I'll just, while that's cooking, I'll just tell you about the chicken. So the chicken, these are chicken legs. So if you're having a Sunday roast and the legs were left over, keep them, pull the chicken meat off it. If you were buying this in the shop, chicken legs, chicken thighs, you buy a packet, I think it's about £2 odd, for a packet of chicken thighs. Wee bit of oil, salt, pepper, roast them off in the oven until they're cooked through. It takes about half an hour, I would say. When they're cooked through, cool them down and take off the skin, take out the bones and just shred the chicken down. Okay? So our bacon is ticking away here nicely. So there we go. So that's starting to seal up and render down. We'll talk through some of these other ones. Now today I have some diced onions and some diced peppers. Now, wee trick I learned from the wife. We would always have these in the freezer. You can buy them in the local supermarkets frozen. So you can buy sliced peppers, sliced peppers and diced onions, and they're fantastic just to have in the freezer. You can pull them out, use just what you need. I think the peppers are £1 for a 500 gram bag, which is very, very reasonable. You don't have to worry about cutting them. You don't have to worry about anything, you just pull them out of the freezer. And they're a great thing just to have to bulk out and add a bit of flavour. So, bacon starting, I'm going to put some onion in here now. Okay, we'll cook that onion down. I dice the whole onion there, but I don't really need it. What we're doing is bulking this out with nice ingredients. So the bacon, onions, all go together. Lovely, lovely. What I'm going to do now is put in some peppers. We'll start to cook them down. Right? So what we're doing is we're building flavours here. So bacon, onions, peppers. Next chap to go in, some garlic. So I'm just using, there are 3 cloves of sliced garlic. Now, you can use the easy garlic that you can get from the supermarket. You can get it in tubes, you can get it in jars. It's really, really handy. Or I have seen it frozen. So you can actually get frozen garlic. I tried it once, really, really tasty. It seemed to hold the flavour. But yet again, it's one of those things you can have in the fridge, have in the freezer, have in the store cupboard, and it's handy. And it adds instant flavour. I'm going to rank the heat up on this a wee bit now. Okay, because we've got more ingredients in the pan. They're starting to lose its heat. So we'll just cook these down until they're soft. So let's recap. Garlic, onions, peppers, bacon. Okay, wee bit of oil. Now we're going to start putting the spices in. Because it's important to let the spices cook out. Okay, so yet again, chili powder, it depends on how hot you like it. Use as much or as little as you want. Okay, I like it quite spicy. Okay. So we'll have our chili powder in there and we'll let that cook out. And that's starting to get the instant smell there. You can't smell it, but you get instant aroma. Next one, a wee bit of oregano. Okay. In there, and then some cumin. Cumin's usually associated with curry, but it really marries well with chili. Okay. And there we go, that's those spices in. All done and dusted. And you can see we're rattling through this. This really is a one pot wonder. Really handy, really cheap and cheerful. And you can see how much we've got in the pan already. I haven't got a bit of chicken in it or nothing. So we'll let those spices cook out a wee bit. Next thing, a wee bit of chicken stock. In that goes. That's just one stock cube. And I didn't actually use the correct amount of water. I used slightly less just to give it more flavour. Okay. So this is really, really easy and handy. Next thing, chopped tomatoes. Just a tin of chopped plum peel tomatoes. You can buy them chopped. You can buy them already. You can actually buy them some with chilli in them already, which will be an extra wee kick of flavour. So in there, that goes. And that is done. And we're just going to bring this back to the boil. So we've created our sauce as such. It just needs a wee bit of finishing. So how are we going to finish that? We'll put some tomato paste in. Now tomato paste, tomato puree. I know I buy mine in Lidl. It's regular. It's nice and handy, but it's cheap as chips. And what that does will fortify your actual tomato flavour. It actually helps to thicken your sauce as well. Okay? So the more I think about this, there's no flour in it. Which yet again, nice and handy, we're gluten free. So, next bit, the chicken I've taken off the bone, the pulled chicken. Let's get that in, we'll break it down. So it's just really like a pulled pork, but we're doing it with pulled chicken. Okay, and it's a really inexpensive cut of meat. Because say the chicken thighs, chicken drumsticks, chicken legs, you can get them very, very reasonable in a supermarket. So there's one end. We'll get this other one in. Okay, get that mixed through, and we want that heated through. So let's get that heating through. So we're going to reduce this down now and let that cook away. So you can see how little has bulked up into quite a bit. Okay? So yet again, just let the heat crank up in that. Get that right up. Okay? Next thing I want to talk about, beans. Okay? Beans are a great use of getting a starch into your diet as such, do you know what I mean? It's slightly healthier. I always use cannellini beans. You can use haricot beans. It's a tin. Honestly, it's about 60p if even in the supermarket. It's just great to bulk things out. And I say when I have this done and talk through the uses of it, you'll be able to understand what I mean. Okay, so beans are going in there. So it's like a cowboy chili, but you have pulled chicken in it and bacon. And we're just going to let that cook down ever so slightly. And what I'm going to do at this stage, take a clean spoon. That's spicy. That's enough. What I am going to do is put a wee bit more cumin into it, just to mellow out that flavour. So it's a nice marriage, but it's a lovely spice. Now always remember to taste and season. Yet again, I'll take a clean spoon and we'll get that mixed through. Lovely jubbly. And as I say, you mean that's that almost ready. We just want to cook it down another wee tad. So what you do need to be careful is when you do your chickens, you cook them through thoroughly and you take off all the bone, all the skin and any of the cartilage that's on it. But listen, people are very dubious about eating chicken legs because of the brown meat, but it's one of the tastiest meats on a chicken. It's far more flavour than the breast. And you mean that brown meat stays moisture, so you're getting a nice moist meat. The breast can dry out very quickly. Not saying don't use breast, you could use breast in this, but because you want that sort of pulled sort of pork thing, that's where we are. So we'll take that there. So today, what I'm going to serve this with, I had a little rice salad that was done earlier on today. Now I'll talk you through this. So if you wanted, you could serve this with rice. If you wanted to, you could get the rice You can mix it in with your chili, do it in a wrap and make a burrito. Handy as. And when you think of the cost of this, I mean, I know this is for 4, but I'm thinking you're getting 6 good portions out of this. Okay, and it is leftover stuff. If you didn't have your bacon, you mean a bit of chorizo would be lovely in there. There's tons of things you can add to it. If you want to ramp up the veg content, why not add a bit of mushroom to it? Okay, so I'm just going to serve that rice in the bowl. Set that to the side. So I just put a bit of peas in there, some carrots in there, a wee bit of turmeric for colour, some cashew nuts. I mean, I know I got told off for saying, but I really love those little pouches of rice you can get in the supermarket, Uncle Ben's and things like that there, at the microwave, and 2 minutes, and you've got an instant side. You know, I mean, if you were doing this with a burrito, one of them, in the microwave, nearly said jukebox, right? Into the microwave, mix it with this here, into your burrito, bit of cheese, Bob's your uncle. Okay? So I'm just going to turn this off now, because that's how ready to go. It really does smell good. So you're really bulking out with your beans, your vegetables, and you're getting those proteins in there and nutritional value. Do you know what I mean? And that is a Sharpie's portion. If you wanted to and you had a wee bit of cheese on top of that, Bob's your uncle. Okay, so hopefully you'll take something from that today. It's a nice one pot wonder, handy to throw together. That was about 5 minutes, so hopefully we've shown you something today that you can take away and use.